Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I don't know what time it is where you are, but right now it is time for more insight. This is insight you can trust because there is more where it came from. Thank you all for joining me. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe. Today with me, I have two guests that are on the come up, two commits that we have from Tennessee State University, the hockey team that is upcoming this season. We just wanted to reach out. We talked to the coach, Coach Duante Abercrombie, a couple of weeks ago. And now we're talking to some of the players. So let's get into it. Help me welcome. We have today with us Marcus and Trey Fechko. How you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I am doing well today. No issues here on my end. I always ask this question, and let's start with Marcus first. This phase, this chapter in your life, if it could be any movie, you come up with the movie. It could be old. It could be something that you come up with now. If you could name this chapter in your life, what will the name of that movie be?
Oh, wow. Movie name?
Yeah,
Wow, that's a good question.
it could be any one-liner, the journey that you're on now, something that just it speaks to you about where you are right now,
I don't know, up and coming, really
up and
for me.
coming.
I mean, it's a great next chapter. I'm super excited to play Division One. It's just something that so special to me, and I just
Yeah,
can't wait. It's up and coming. New program and everything. Just super excited for it for sure.
awesome. What you got, Trey?
I think mine would either be like comeback or the get back. I
Hmm.
took this year off in preparation for this first season at Tennessee State.
Hmm.
I had an injury that kept me out this year, and you know, not playing and coming back and being a part of something special. The first team at not only a Division One program but an HBCU is something that is really special. And for the
Yeah,
hard work that we were putting in, like it's the get back, like just getting back to it.
absolutely. And speaking of get back, you said you took a year off. And I'm pretty sure, like you said, you played some Division One. So y'all had other offers on the table. So what was it about TSU that felt right?
Um, I think the biggest thing for me, because I committed before Marcus, um, was just the opportunity to not only be a part of a new program, but the first one at an HBCU was something that was so special to me. Um, and just being able to lay the foundation for future classes
Yeah,
and stuff like that was just something that was special to my values and was something that I believed in from Coach Abercrombie, and everything that he was saying and his mission too really aligned with my beliefs, and that was like the biggest thing that drove me to commit to Tennessee State.
absolutely. Uh, so let's address the elephant in the room. How did your friends, how did your peers, even family, what was the reaction like when you said, "Hey, we're going to go to an HBCU to play hockey"?
I think the biggest thing is awareness. People weren't really aware that there was going to be hockey at an HBCU, so I think that was the
Mhm.
first thing. People were a little surprised by that, by my announcement, and us both going there, and also given our skin color too, being like it's kind of like people are like confused, but like that wasn't really a big thing for me. I was like, just the opportunity to be a part of something different, and embrace myself in a culture that has such great history, and
Yeah,
not only a culture but school too at the same time, was just something that was really like just exciting. And
yeah,
for the both of us, not just me. And like the reaction from people was, it was surprise, but it was also cool that we're paving our own way, we're doing something different than other people. And yeah, that was probably the reaction, I'd say,
Oh
for
yeah, for
most
sure.
people. And my family, they supported it 100%. Whatever we did, they were fully behind it, and they support everything we do. So they were super pumped for us.
anything else you want to add, Marcus?
No, I mean everything. It was easy for me to commit to once my brother committed there. My
Hmm.
season was starting, and I just thought it was super cool. I made it my goal to work my ass off, to get that opportunity to, be alongside him on the journey, first team and at HBCU, which is something that I love, super special to me. And, just it was easy for me to commit once he was committed there. Just for me, for my goals and stuff. It was just super exciting, and it was easy for, my plans ahead.
Absolutely. So the other thing is y'all are playing together. So what's it like playing with your brother? Is it more competitive? Like, but is it also like more collaborative?
I would say it's more collaborative. We played together in high school and in junior
Okay.
hockey, so we've been on teams together. And I just the way we think the game, like we were fortunate enough to play on the same line in junior, and we work so well together. Our games um, gel really well together.
Hmm.
And it's obviously it's special being able to play with your brother, somebody you grew up with, and obviously live with, and spend so many memories with. Like to have that opportunity at the collegiate level is just super special. And once the day he committed, like we both broke down crying because it's a dream come true. To be able to play at that Division 1 level, super high level, and be able to play together and possibly in the same line, like whatever happens is it's a dream come true for all of us. So it's
Man,
really special.
yeah, it sounds special because I can just imagine like, the journey getting here. So was that always the goal, or is this something that came along down the road of you all playing college together? I know you all played high school together, but was this the dream to go to college together as well?
It was a dream. It didn't really it it wasn't something that I would say like we always thought of or planned to happen, but
Hmm.
if it did happen, like it was really special. And it was just kind of like the stars aligned with my injury and me not playing this year, um, and then him having a great start to the season where we were able to, you know,
Have
I
that
guess have
opportunity.
that
Yeah.
opportunity. Yeah,
Yeah.
It was also tough too because our age gaps too were 2 grades apart, so it would have been super tough. He would have been like on a regular team, 2 years older than me. But I mean, this lined up perfect for us, and same class and everything. It's just great.
Let me ask you this. Now, the Fechko brothers. Now, that sounds like a good name. Is this going to be like the Bash Brothers scenario with DT Mighty Ducks?
uh, I would say we're more skilled players, so
Yes.
not so much Bash
No,
Brothers. I would think we've been called like this. I don't know if you've heard of like the Sedin brothers in the
Yeah.
past. They were some skill guys and had a lot of points. Like we've had comparisons to to
Hmm.
them. So I'd say we're probably more on that side of things than the Bash Brothers. But I mean, hey, if somebody wants to give us a nickname, then we're doing something right. So I
Yeah.
mean, we'll go with whatever. You know.
Absolutely. One of the things that I spoke with Coach about, he was looking for players who are used to adversity, who can face adversity. He was looking for looking for players who are hard willed, determined, who can put up a fight. Um, Being that you all are a part of this inaugural class, this first group of hockey players at TSU, how does that feel with your alignment? Because clearly you guys are skilled enough to be on this team. But what does it also mean to feel like you can be authentic to who you are and still be at an HBCU? I know I asked like two questions in there, but you can answer it as best as you can.
Yeah, I think going to the first part where adversity, like that is something that I would define. I can't really speak so much for Mark, but I would define my career, especially the last few years. I played 2 years of junior. I dealt with an injury this past year. And then also my first year of junior, I tore a few ligaments in my ankle and I needed surgery. So I only played half the season. And
Hmm.
just dealing with injury and playing on different teams, getting like different experiences and stuff like that, I think would really like that's something that like when I heard him say that, like I'm like, okay, like the both of us, like we are really good at dealing with adversity, and like that is something that like isn't a problem for us. Like when it gets tough, like we're gonna be the ones to put the work in, put our head down, and power through it and do whatever we can to like help the team win or succeed. So I thought that was great. And then I guess from an HBCU piece, I like what was kind of the question on that? Like,
So how does it feel being, because I know one thing that he spoke about was being authentic and being true to yourself. That's the kind of players that he's looking for. So
yeah,
how does that equate to you all being your authentic selves, but also being in an environment that is not your everyday life, but now it is your everyday life?
yeah. Um, I think just for us, I mean, being in a different situation, like it's just being ourselves. Like, I
Yeah,
never like, just staying true to who we are, and not trying to act like something you're not. Like
yeah,
just
exactly.
you know, like I guess that's how I guess our approach to it is
Yeah.
like,
Mhm.
don't act different, like, stay
Yeah,
true
just be you.
and be ourselves. Yeah,
Yeah, and the rest will follow. You
for sure.
guys seem to be good guys. You're not trying to be something that you're not. You're still being true to who you are, and that's a good thing. Um, Another question I wanted to ask you all: outside of the ice, man, when you're off the ice and you're just at the house chilling, what are some of those things that you all like to do?
I mean, for me, I mean, we play a lot of, not a lot, but a couple, video games every once in a while.
Hmm.
Just spending the time with the family is most important for us too. Like once the season starts, there's not much time where you're all with your brother, mom and dad and stuff. During the hockey season because it's always grind every day.
Yeah.
And you got school now, so it's just more for me and Trey too. I mean, just more spending time with the family too, because you get to cherish that time while it lasts too. Because like I said, once the season starts, it's more grind every day and doing your own. You got your own schedule, your own routine and stuff.
Mhm.
And I would say like our days are super structured too. From like we get up in the morning, get breakfast, and then we go right to the gym,
Right.
work out. We're skating every day. Yeah, I guess that's like the main thing is we spend so much time together. Like whether it's playing video games,
Hmm.
going out to eat, like just like whatever. It just seems like we all do it together. We have a younger brother too, who's 15, who plays football, and he's an elite athlete as well. So like the three of us, like we do everything together, and it's all really super family based. And like I guess that kind of ties into us getting this opportunity. It's just so special.
Yeah.
Like it was kind of like
Absolutely,
written out of a book, like how things lined up for this to happen.
man. I love it for y'all. Um, Even beyond, playing at TSU hockey, uh, what are the goals beyond TSU? What do you all hope to accomplish in life?
The main thing for us obviously is we're going TSU hockey, like school learn, but my goal personally and his too is to make the NHL, right? Like that's every kid's dream, and
Yeah.
to make that happen. And we work every day, we work super hard, like we give 100% effort every day, and that's like for me, and I'm sure for him too, is that's the main goal, right? And Coach Abercrombie has given us that opportunity, and we're not going to let him down. Like we're going to do everything, work as hard as we can to make our dreams and make the team's dreams, everything possible.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Um, we'll get out of here on these last couple of questions. What's your biggest hockey pet peeve?
For me, it's like I don't know. This past year too, there's a lot of kids, just feeling sick, and they're always around the team, like in the locker room and stuff, like coughing. Like I just like if you're sick, like just stay home. Like I don't know. For me, I just hate that. Like happened a
Are
lot
you
this past
OCD?
year. What's
Are
that?
you OCD?
No, no, no.
No. Okay. I was about to say this is safe. This is a safe place. You can confess. You can tell us that
No,
you're
no,
OCD. But it's just the fact that people being sick and coming in, coughing everywhere, it bugs you.
no. Yeah, for sure. Like, yeah.
What you got, Trey?
I mean, I would piggyback off that, but I'm not so much picky. I'm just in the locker room. I'm just kind of chill. Like I don't really have anything that really like bothers me like crazy
Yeah.
like that. But I would say like that could get irritating too, because like
Yeah.
for me, I get sick really easily, and like
Ah.
most people, like I think they're able to combat it quicker than me. But like I've had times where I've been out for like 2 weeks in the season, and like that's been tough for me to like get back. But
Yeah.
I guess maybe I could be a little bit more. I should be a little bit more cleanly, I guess. But I, I
just
don't know.
just up the
I
immune
guess that could
stuff.
be my biggest pet peeve too.
Just up the vitamin C. It'll be all right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure, for sure.
Absolutely. Um, After a game, man, after you all play, what's one of your favorite meals to eat? And it could be at a restaurant, something that you cook, something that someone else prepares. Just
Yeah,
what's
for
your
me.
favorite meal?
Yeah, for me, this past year it was always Chipotle too. To always be open, for another hour after the games, and
Mhm.
getting Chipotle after was always the move for me. So that's what I enjoyed a lot.
So for me, like I don't have a lot of options because I have a super severe peanut and tree nut allergy.
Yeah.
Um, but my go-to after every game is probably a DiGiorno pizza. Like just throw it in the oven, heat it up. Like I feel like that's the most elite post-game meal. I feel like
Man, the bread is
that
so
after
good.
game.
The bread is so good. This is neither here
Oh
nor
yeah.
there. I'm a DiGiorno's fan myself.
Oh yeah. It's amazing. And it's easy
Absolutely,
to heat up. Like
absolutely.
it's easy to make. Like just throw it in the oven, pop it in, get it,
Ooh,
eat
ooh.
it, and then go to bed.
Before we get y'all out of here, I need to know what's something that's going to be on the TSU playlist when you all get together for practices, whether it's after a game. I just need to know one song of yours that's going to be on that playlist.
Trey runs the aux around here, so he has a lot of good songs. So
Yeah, I got a lot. Like I'm kind of all over the place, but
Same.
one song that like sits in my head is like I think coming out to a game, and I think like the last song you should be listening to before you like go out onto the ice is "Set It Off" by Boozy. I think that's like just one song like that's gonna have you thinking different out there. Like you're gonna be
For
like
sure.
fired up. Like
For
I
sure.
saw Texas that was like on their road games, Texas football. Like
Yeah.
it would show them walking out to it, and I'm like, like that's hard. Like that's like something
You
like
ready to start playing football at that point, I'm pretty sure.
because my dad was a football player, my brother's a football player, so like they're watching, and I'm like, like that's would have
That's
me
dope.
wanting to run through a wall, or skate through a wall, I guess, for hockey players.
All pun intended. Man, I appreciate y'all, man. Like, I'm glad that you all joined me on here. I spoke, like I told y'all, I've said it a couple times. I spoke with Coach, fell in love with what he's trying to do, and just to talk to a couple of the members of the team who follow the vision, who follow the passion as he. I can't wait to see you all drop that puck. I told Coach when that puck drops, I got to be there. I got to make my way to Nashville. I'm in Memphis, Tennessee right now.
Okay.
So it's nothing but a
Okay.
3-hour trip to come over. So I definitely want to make sure I link up, connect with you guys, and just put names to faces, faces to names, and chop it up and just have a good time, man. If there's any kids that are watching this right now who are thinking about quitting and thinking that they don't belong, what advice would you all have for them?
I would just say stick with it. I mean, it's hard, to hear in any situation, but from personal experience, like I've been there. I've been on to the tippy top, and days where it's like, you feel like you want to give up and stuff, but like honestly, stick with it. Anything could happen in this sport. It's an amazing
Mhm.
sport, and I've seen guys, go from bottom of the barrel to breaking, like playing at the highest level. Like anything could happen at any given day, and just stick with it. Don't quit. Put in the work every day. Stick to the fundamentals, and you know good things will happen for you if you stick with it every day and continue to do the right things. I'd say
Absolutely.
that's my main message.
What you got, Mark?
I was about to say that too, but also too like to get into that too, like more like you just don't get that time again, right? Like so, like you're just gonna regret it too at the end of the day too. Like say like you give up and stuff, like you're not gonna you're only getting older, right? You're not getting any younger. So, I don't know, just go out, like give it a chance, right? Like you just don't you just don't know when the last time you put the skates on and everything. It's a fun sport.
Absolutely.
Yeah, really cherish that time. Yeah, that's a great thing too, because I mean, I played high school in eighth grade, and it just felt like at that time, like, oh, I got 4 more years after the season. Like, I got a lot of time, and then it's like you blink and I'm 21. Like,
Yeah,
it goes by so quick. Like, so just cherish
it
every
goes
day.
by
It's
very quick.
yeah,
It goes by very quick, man. So I'm glad that you
for
all
sure.
said that. I know that's going to inspire somebody. One of my favorite things I like to do is, take some clips out of the interview and post them, of course. But that's definitely one to post because you all just said it all there. I know I keep saying this, but one final thing. Uh, what y'all think about those jerseys? Y'all like them?
They're sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
they're
love 'em.
sick.
They
We
are.
we bought two of them through the team website, and then we got two from Under Armour. They're sweet. Like we wear them all over the
Yeah, they're
place.
so
I
sick.
think we have one. We have one right here, actually,
Oh yeah.
just in the car that I think we were wearing at like a skate or something. So we got one right here.
Dude, that's so
One
dope,
of Under
man.
Armour. Yeah, they're sweet. Yeah.
That's so dope. That's so
So,
dope.
yeah, they're real. They're sweet. We love them. Great design for sure. Okay.
All right. So, Mark, Trey, being that you all are part of TSU hockey, I know that I know that there is a way that you all can support TSU hockey. Can you give us that information?
Yeah, so you could either text TSU hockey to 41444, or you could go to any link, Instagram, Twitter, and there should be a link on there to uh, click on and go through there. Again, it's text TSU hockey, one word, to 41444.
There you have it. If anybody is watching, if you're part of a brand, if you're a sponsor, definitely align with TSU Hockey. They're doing great things. Attorney Ben Crump just donated $10,000. Why not be a part of something great? Start with them at the bottom level now because it's the price of the price is going up. Uh, Yesterday's price ain't today's price. Today's price ain't gonna be tomorrow's price. And I just want to thank the Fechko brothers for joining me today. Like I said, man, I'm proud of you guys. You all have taken a big chance, a big risk, but I know that risk is going to be worth the reward. And that's because you all are putting in the work. The results are always going to be worth the process. And in this process, I want you all to stay encouraged and keep killing it like you guys are doing it. All right.
For sure.
Trey, Marcus, any last words before we get out of here?
Just this is a phenomenal opportunity for the both of us. We can't wait to get started, and thank you very much for having us on, and not only being a part of this journey, but supporting our team as well. We really appreciate
Absolutely. Any shouts out to anybody?
it. I would say shout out to Mitri.
Yeah.
That's our little brother. Shout out to
There you go. Shout out, little bro. Also, I forgot this one thing earlier. Do you all want to give your social handles and where they can keep up with your journey?
Yeah, you could follow us at for me at Trey Fechko.
And then for me, Marcus Fechko 71 on Instagram.
Yep, on Instagram and Twitter, same handle.
There you go. From the rink to the classroom, y'all. From brothers to breaking barriers with TSU hockey, Marcus and Trey. Thank y'all for joining me on More Insight. This is Insight You Can Trust because there's more where it came from.